Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel, General Hospital Diaries. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. General Hospital reveals that Jason Morgan could become the top suspect if Drew Quartermain's body is found. Will a fatal discovery bring shocking evidence and bring more legal issues for Jason? GH fans know Jason had to deal with a frame-up recently. Jack Brennan made sure Jason's DNA was found at Cyrus Renault's cabin, and then Drew refused to back up Jason's alibi. Of course, it wasn't a huge issue for Jason in the end since there wasn't an actual body. There's no proof that Cyrus is even deceased, so Brennan assured Jocelyn Jacks that Jason would never go to prison for the crime she committed. However, things could be different once Drew faces a grim fate. All signs point to Drew getting killed off in a whodunit, so Jason could climb to the top of the suspect list early on. It's easy to imagine Jason getting caught at the crime scene or facing some other soapy bad luck that leads to trouble. Jason and Drew's feud will likely escalate as the show builds to Drew's fatal outcome, so that could be another factor that makes him seem guilty. It's doubtful Jason will actually be the one to take Drew out, but someone might go to great lengths to make it look like he did. Jen Sidwell already seems to have a frame-up plot in progress when it comes to Alexis Davis and this whole dagger situation. However, that plot may or may not have anything to do with Drew. Since Sidwell's proving he's capable of framing people, Jason might find himself stuck in a setup of his own. Jason recently held Sidwell at gunpoint and has a bit of a negative history with him, so there's room for Sidwell to retaliate. It looks like Jason may get in Sidwell's face with another warning about Sasha Gilmore Corbin soon, so that could rule this villain up even further. We certainly wouldn't put it past Sidwell to wipe Drew out and frame Jason for it. Regardless, there's a good chance Drew is a goner, so his body is probably going to turn up somewhere eventually. The evidence could point to Jason and leave him struggling to defend his innocence. There may be more hints and predictions in the dialogue about Drew's grisly outcome as this storyline moves along, so stay tuned. General Hospital spoilers say Jason has a knack for landing on the wrong side of the law. In the upcoming episodes of General Hospital, viewers should brace themselves for a series of dramatic events centered around Drew Quartermain's press conference, which is poised to take an unexpected and disastrous turn. This pivotal moment is set to have far-reaching implications, especially for Willow Corinthos, who may find herself caught in the ensuing turmoil. General Hospital reveals that Drew Quartermain is planning a press conference that could end in disaster. Will Willow Corinthos find herself watching a horror show soon? GH fans know Drew has earned the nickname Congressman Cutthroat, thanks to the scathing article that was published about him in The Invader. Curtis Ashford set that article in motion and created plenty of public backlash for Drew. That's why Drew wants to do damage control by getting the press to focus on something positive. Drew's working with the hospital on a pediatric sports initiative, so he intends to highlight that and generate some positive buzz. Drew also blackmailed Portia Robinson into standing by his side for this press conference, and he pressured Jordan Ashford to come represent the mayor's office. It's obvious that this press conference is turning into a huge deal, so where's all this heading? Could Drew's reputation take an even worse hit once this event gets underway? Nina Reeves will extend an offer to Willow during the week of March 17 to 21, but she'll struggle with some doubts later. We'll see a torn Nina as she deals with some reservations about her plans. Carly Spencer made it clear to Nina that they have to turn Willow against Drew fast. Willow's almost ready to move in Drew's place and settle the kids in their new home, so that's the last thing Nina and Carly want. Could Nina's offer and reservations have something to do with the press conference that's brewing? Will Nina plot some sort of public exposure that'll make Drew explode publicly as even more of a villain? Nina might come up with some shocking evidence, whether it's real or fake, and leak it to reporters just in time for this press conference. Drew may expect to answer easy questions about the pediatric sports initiative and pat himself on the back, but he could land on the hot seat instead. Perhaps Drew will have to answer some extremely difficult questions instead as he sweats and squirms through what's next. There's even a chance some gossip might leak to reporters regarding Drew's romantic entanglements with both Nina's hands if the press finds out another way. Drew might get grilled about all the mother-daughter sleaziness and leave Willow demanding answers about whether this is true. It could force Naina to confirm her former fling with Drew and face the inevitable backlash. Regardless, this press conference might be the perfect place for some sort of Drew downfall. Drew has been making predictions about this solving his image problems, but it'll probably just make things worse in the end. Recently, Drew has been grappling with a tarnished reputation, earning the moniker Congressman Cutthroat following a scathing article in The Invader. In an effort to rehabilitate his public image, Drew has organized a press conference to spotlight a pediatric sports initiative in collaboration with General Hospital. He has enlisted the support of key figures, including Portia Robinson and Jordan Ashford, to lend credibility to this endeavor. Behind the scenes, Nina Reeves and Carly Spencer are orchestrating a scheme to further undermine Drew. Their primary objective is to prevent Willow from moving in with Drew and settling their children into a new home, a prospect that threatens their own interests. Nina is contemplating a bold move that could publicly expose damaging information about Drew, potentially turning the press conference into a spectacle of scandal. As the press conference unfolds, there's a looming possibility that reporters might unearth and question Drew about his past romantic entanglements, particularly those involving both Willow and her mother, Naina. Such revelations could thrust Willow into an uncomfortable spotlight, forcing her to confront painful truths and reevaluate her relationships. The public nature of these disclosures would undoubtedly add strain to her personal life, making her an inadvertent spectator to a public relations nightmare. Should the press conference devolve into chaos, the repercussions for Drew could be severe, further damaging his reputation and personal relationships. Willow, caught between her past with Michael Corinthos and her current involvement with Drew, may find herself at a crossroads, questioning whom she can trust. The machinations of Naina and Carly add another layer of complexity, as their actions could backfire, leading to unintended consequences for all parties involved. General Hospital spoilers say Willow will get updates on some scandalous news eventually. The drama in General Hospital is reaching a fever pitch as Brennan's vendetta against Valentin takes a shocking and dangerous turn. With tensions at an all-time high, the stakes have never been deadlier, and Carly Corinthos finds herself in the crosshairs of a revenge plot that goes too far. General Hospital reveals that Jack Brennan will seek revenge on Valentin Cassadine. Almost poisoning Carly Spencer will push Brennan too far and leave him ready to strike back in a big way. Of course, GH fans know Brennan already called for a kill order after Valentin targeted him in Germany. Valentin would have eliminated Brennan if Carly hadn't come to his rescue, but now it's Brennan's turn to save Carly. Carly happily grabbed the champagne bottle out of the hallway in the March 14 episode and clearly doesn't suspect a thing. However, Valentin popped up moments later, so it's easy to see that trouble's brewing here. Since Valentin's strangling attempt didn't wipe Brennan off the map, it looks like he's resorted to a sneakier approach. That bottle of bubbly is presumably poisoned, and once Brennan figures out that news, he'll slap Carly's glass out of her hand to stop her from drinking it. You can bet Brennan will fume once he realizes the bottle's tainted. Brennan may quickly become convinced that this is Valentin's doing and double down on his efforts to end his enemy permanently. It's one thing to go after Brennan, but he may draw the line at Carly landing in Jeopardy. The thought of Carly almost dying because of Valentin's sneaky plan will surely push Brennan over the edge. Although Brennan often shows off his softer side with Carly, he's got a dangerous side too. That dangerous side should be on full display as a vengeful Brennan takes action. During the week of March 17 to 21, GH spoilers say Brennan will indeed want payback, so how far will he go to get it? Could Valentin actually face a grim fate thanks to Brennan's next move? Regardless, Brennan will want to retaliate and will make some sinister predictions about the outcome that's brewing for Valentin. It's clear that Brennan will be done putting up with Valentin and the threat he poses. Brennan has been a formidable force in Port Charles, but his latest movie proves just how ruthless he can be. Valentin Cassadine has made his fair share of enemies, and Brennan's quest for vengeance is fueled by past betrayals and managed to evade danger in the past. Brennan is determined to make him suffer in the worst way possible, by targeting someone he deeply cares about. Carly Corinthos, known for her resilience and fiery spirit, has been through her fair share of battles in Port Charles. However, she may not see this one coming. Brennan seeking to send a brutal message to Valentin, devises a sinister plan, poisoning Carly. Unfortunately, Carly has no idea she's caught in the middle of a vendetta she has nothing to do with. As she unknowingly ingests the tainted substance, her health takes a terrifying turn, leaving those around her scrambling to figure out what's wrong. When Valentin learns that Carly is in danger because of Brennan, guilt and rage consume him. He knows that he is the reason she was targeted, and he's determined to find an antidote before it's too late. With time running out and Carly's condition worsening, Valentin pulls out all the stops to track down Brennan and make him pay. General Hospital spoilers say Valentin and Brennan's feud is about to go off the rails. Will he be able to find a way to save Carly before the poison claims her life? Or will Brennan's revenge plan push Valentin past the point of no return? If Carly survives this deadly ordeal, it's certain that she won't take it lying down. She's a fighter, and if she makes it through, she'll want justice. Meanwhile, Valentin will have to confront his own past decisions and the cost of his actions. As for Brennan, his war against Valentin is far from over. This may just be the beginning of an all-out battle for power, control, and vengeance in Port Charles. General Hospital spoilers and updates revealed Jocelyn Jacks will soon get a severe reality check about her first assignment in the WSB. It turns out the first assignment she gets is the one that Colette Moreau failed at assassinating Valentin Cassadine. Jocelyn doesn't even know Charlotte Cassadine is back with Lulu Spencer and safely in Port Charles. She knew that she'd been with Valentin previously. Killing Cyrus Renault was not an experience that she'd want to repeat. Even though it was in self-defense, yes, she broke in on a warrantless search as a civilian. But she's been studying to be a doctor to save people's lives, and she had saved people's lives. The last thing she wants is to be a WSB assassin. Clearly, Jocelyn wouldn't have taken the sharpshooter quality shots at Cyrus had he not been approaching her with a hatchet, and she'd never even gone to target practice. Jocelyn has a shocking reality check when she realizes she was recruited to be an assassin, and is even more shocked to receive her first assignment to assassinate Valentin. Neither does Jocelyn know her mother and her boss are now lovers, and Carly Spencer is just as ignorant of who and what Jack Brennan really is. She doesn't even believe Jason Morgan, although ultimately, he'll be the one to ride to her rescue, as he may also have to do Jocelyn's. Now Jocelyn is being forced to follow the clues, but she's not even sure she believes he tried to assassinate Brennan. And why kill him and not just arrest him? She is quickly learning in Brennan's WSB, there's no such thing as presumption of innocence until being proven guilty. Whatever happened to Frisco Jones and the way he led the WSB? Oh yeah, Brennan had replaced him after Victor Cassadine was arrested. Jocelyn is given a dossier on Valentin and realizes it's going to be tougher to find him than expected. They were tracking him by Charlotte, who she now realizes is home. Jocelyn isn't sure what to do with the orders, but if she doesn't carry them out, then Brennan will turn her in for killing Cyrus. Her instincts tell her this is way over her head, but she determines if she finds Valentin, she'll call Anna Devane and tell her everything that happened. Everything. She realizes Anna is the only one who can help her, even though she may be tried for Cyrus murder. She's not going to murder Valentin. She'll have Anna arrest him. Jocelyn wants to save lives, not end them, and if Brennan hadn't walked in, she'd have called 911 for Cyrus, regardless of the costs. She meant to disable him in spite of her anger. General Hospital spoilers report Dr. Portia Robinson has fought hard to rebuild trust with Curtis Ashford. But could her latest scheme put their fragile marriage on the chopping block once again? Portia's secret arrangement with Drew Quartermain could backfire in a rather devastating way. As she works behind Curtis' back to soften his stance on Drew's public image, Portia may find herself trapped in a web of deception yet again. Will her actions push Curtis away for good, or is their love strong enough to survive another betrayal? Curtis is still struggling with his crumbling relationship with Drew and everything that came with it. Curtis has been keeping Drew at arm's length, unable to fully forgive the man he once considered. Desperate to keep her own dirty workplace secrets under wraps, has taken it upon herself to intervene. Portia and Drew have struck a deal. She will help repair his damaged relationship with Curtis, easing tensions and urging forgiveness. But there's just one major problem. Curtis has no idea. Portia knows how much her husband values honesty, especially after what happened between them in the past, yet she still chooses to act in secrecy, and it's solely due to her own self-interest. While Portia may tell herself she's doing the only thing she can do, deep down she knows she's playing with fire. The weight of keeping another secret from her husband could become unbearable, especially after she worked so hard to earn back his trust. The guilt of deceiving Curtis, yet again, may haunt her, leaving her constantly on edge and fearful of exposure. As time goes on, Portia will likely struggle with whether she should come clean before Curtis finds out another way. But if she tells him the truth, will it be too little too late? Portia's heart is in the right place, but the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Portia and Curtis' marriage started off on shaky ground, with Portia's devastating secret about Trina's paternity nearly ending their relationship before it even began. Curtis ultimately forgave her, but not without a great deal of heartache and struggle. Now Portia finds herself lying to her husband all over again, and this time the fallout could be even worse. Curtis may see her actions as proof that she hasn't changed, that she will always prioritize what she thinks is best over the truth. General Hospital spoilers and updates tease Sasha Gilmore Corbin's baby might inherit Michael Corinthos' heart condition. This could be a significant hint about paternity for Willow Corinthos. Willow has been thinking about when Sasha became pregnant, but she hasn't yet figured out the full picture. Willow is firmly convinced that Jason Morgan is the father, leaving no room in her mind for the possibility that Michael could have been unfaithful with Sasha. However, this perspective might shift as new clues begin to emerge. A significant revelation could arise from a potential health crisis. Imagine if Sasha's baby ends up inheriting Michael's heart condition. Longtime fans of GH will remember that Michael was born with a congenital heart defect and underwent surgery shortly after his birth. Similarly, Wiley Corinthos also faced this condition, although his case was less severe. Despite this, Brad Cooper found himself in a precarious situation as he was attempting to conceal the baby swap and nearly had a nervous breakdown over it. Now Sasha's child could be in jeopardy, making it intriguing to see how events unfold. Could the condition show up in a future ultrasound? One can easily envision tense moments for Sasha, especially if her baby also has a heart condition that requires surgery. Willow might catch on, drawing from Michael's medical background, which could set the wheels in motion. This might lead her to the realization that Michael is the actual father, not Jason. Even if Willow doesn't connect the dots immediately, Carly Spencer is likely to figure it out. She's already suspected it, at least the Jason stepping up as father part. If Sasha's baby is born with a heart condition similar to the one Michael had, it could serve as a significant clue for Carly, hinting that this child is indeed her grandchild. Carly might be the first to piece together the mystery and recognize Jason's efforts for Michael's benefit. Regardless of the outcome, Sasha is already feeling anxious about the potential exposure of her paternity secret. As the months progress, maintaining this shocking revelation will only become more challenging. Upcoming spoilers indicate that Sasha won't be able to conceal the truth indefinitely, so keep an eye out for updates on how this surprising fatherhood revelation will eventually come to light. General Hospital spoilers hint that 3 major couples could be on the verge of reuniting this summer, sending shockwaves through town. While love is always complicated in this city, these rekindled romances could bring just as much drama as they do passion. With old flames reigniting and secrets looming, these 3 possible reunions will have fans on the edge of their seats. But who is careening toward a reunion, and who should the fans not waste their wishful thinking on? Elizabeth Weber and Lucky Spencer have a long and storied past, and it seems like history is repeating itself once again. With Lucky back in town, the sparks between them are undeniable, and it looks like they're already falling for each other all over again. But as much as their chemistry is undeniable, Lucky's track record proves that he never seems to stick around to the situation is Rick Lansing, who has never stopped carrying a torch for Elizabeth. While she might be drawn back into Lucky's orbit, Rick's presence could complicate matters. Will Elizabeth follow her heart back to Lucky, or will Rick swoop in and change the course of her summer romance? Curtis Ashford thought he had finally built a solid foundation with Dr. Portia Robinson, but it looks like his world is about to come crashing down, again. With Drew Quartermain blackmailing Portia and forcing her to go behind Curtis' back, it's only a matter of time before the truth comes out. To add insult to injury, given Portia's history of deception, Curtis may not be in a forgiving mood this time around. When Curtis finds himself reeling from heartbreak once more, there's a good chance he'll turn to someone who has always been in his corner, Jordan Ashford. Curtis and Jordan share a deep connection, and while their past was complicated, there is no denying that sparks could still fly between them. Will Jordan be the one to help Curtis heal, or could this reunion stir up more unresolved feelings than either of them expected? The fans have been eagerly awaiting Lulu Spencer's return to Port Charles, and this summer it just might bring the reunion they've been hoping for. Dan Falconeri had moved on with Sam McCall, but with Lulu back in the picture, everything is bound to change eventually. What makes this reunion even juicier is that Lulu has been keeping a major secret. She knows about Brooklyn Quartermain's adoption and the child that Danta doesn't even know he fathered. Come back to our channel for all your updates. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.